You are tuned into the TRIBETEA podcast with Nigel the Voodoo Child.
Hello, Tribe. What is up? Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the TRIBETEA podcast. Sorry, it's been a little bit, I think like a week and some change. But we're back. We're back with yet another episode. So this episode is going to be about our tribe member named Shay. And Shay is going to be talking about how sometimes mixing business, money, finances, and family can just be a recipe for basically your heartstrings and your emotions being pulled on and the possibility of you being taken advantage of. So before we get on into this podcast, I just want to let all of my people watching on YouTube to know in about a few hours, I want to say about 3 hours, some subtitles will be available for you. Also, if you would like to help support this podcast, go to shopvoodoochild.com/tribe-t-podcast. Okay. We finally got ads on our website, so that'll really help us out. Also, if you would like to start your own podcast with the Buzzsprout services, I also have my affiliate link in the description. If any of you guys would like to sign up with my code, you will get a $20 Amazon gift card, okay? So enough about me rambling. Let's introduce Shay, all right?
Girl, I'm like real life having like a little fandom moment, you know.
Man, don't do it, man. I'm probably more nervous than you. What's up, Shay?
Nervous. What's up? Oh my gosh. Like, girl, I stopped my schoolwork and everything. I was like, let me get myself together.
Oh man, okay, so you feel my pain. Yeah, I had class yesterday too, so I'm kind of a little discombobulated. So don't think I'm like not interested or anything. I'm just motherfucking tired.
Girl, I feel it. I really do, because I have a son too. So I feel your pain, girl.
Dude, well, how are you doing today? What's new? I got your entry and I'm just interested. I can't wait to get into it.
Before I start, like, because I wrote down, like, I know that, like, you write down some of your stuff to, like, keep track of what you're talking about, so I did the same thing.
Oh, for sure.
But before we started, I did want to, like, mention, like I said, I do have a son. He's asleep right now, but if you do wake up, he's going to, like, come in and talk, so I don't know if you have to, like, edit that out.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I got you. Don't worry.
Because he be trying to have, like, he's 2 now. He's trying to have, like, long conversations.
Trying to chat it up all the time. That's so cute.
He will be talking. Yeah, yes, girl. And it's adorable, but when I'm trying to talk, I'm trying to talk. Yes, so I had an entry about basically how people, it seemed like in my life now, it seemed like they're trying to make personal business and, like, business
right
together. And it ain't working. It's really not working out.
So like you said, a lot of people do have problems with mixing family and business. So is this in pertaining to like you personally? Like, is it like a family business, or do you work together with people who are mixing it?
No, okay, so the thing is, they're my aunt, my sister. It's my sister and my aunt that's really been like really in my life that's been doing this, trying to mix me per se inside of it, because it's like I watch my sister's kids. Not saying like, I can't watch them, but I watch them and she pays me. But lately she been acting like she can't give up no checkings, and it's like, sis. I mean, I understand we going through stuff, but I have a kid to provide for. Like,
period.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Money be having to help sometimes. So where is it at?
Right, and then it's one thing if you start off like a business transaction. Like, it's another when it comes from a courteous place, and then over time, it's just like, okay, I kind of need some money, but it's like, this has always been a business transaction. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I think that's where it's like, not saying like I haven't mixed up. I feel like that's where she hasn't mixed up at, because it's like, yeah, I told you, yeah, you give me some money, and you said okay. Now you're like, oh, well, I'm not getting paid, so. But you can still watch my kids, though, because I still got to go to work. And I'm just like, okay, but if you ain't getting paid,
then I'm not getting paid.
What's not clicking?
But like, okay, makes sense. Like, and it's like, it's because it's just like, you making it seem like I'm asking or I'm begging, and it's like, I'm not. Like, you legit told me you was going to give me some money for this. Like,
yeah. And I get what you mean, where it's
Where
like,
my
it's
change
family,
at?
so it's like, of course I want to see my family. You get what I'm saying? But like, bills got to be paid. You have your own kids to take care of, and you didn't bring that child into the world, you know, like.
Girl, okay. Like, for real, like, she really tried to play me, like it. I don't know.
On
I
your
just have to, like,
heartstrings.
go
No,
inside
they
of it.
will. That's the thing that sucks with mixing family and business is they can easily pull on certain heartstrings. Because if you just had some random off the street telling you to do certain things, you would easily just check them. But then when it's your family, it just cuts different.
It's just so different. And it's like, even though I vent to, like, my mom and my brother about it, because that's the thing. She'll only do it to me. She won't even try to do it to them because she know they don't play that bullshit. But I think it's just because it's like how genuine I am and how nice. It's just like, I just do it out the kindness of my heart. I know you really don't have a lot of help. Like, you try to do daycare and you ask for my help now, but it's like, okay, well, where was this help at? I don't. I just got to kind of get into it. Like, that's the thing, because I don't want to seem like I'm, like, jumping around, because it's like, girl, it's just a hot ass mess. I feel like she don't even know what she's doing.
Start from the beginning. Like, so how did this situation even happen? Because if you have your own kid, like, how did it happen to where she was like, oh, well, you have the time to take care of mine too. So what is the beginning?
Okay. So from the beginning, like I said, me and her, we were pregnant at the same time. She had her baby first, and I had mine. Now, me and her, we went on, like, a long distance from each other. Like, we didn't talk to each other for, like, a good 5-6 months after I had my baby. And it was just because of her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was really, really toxic. He was, abusive. And
oh, man.
I personally didn't want to be a part of that because she would constantly choose him over me. And it's like, what can I do? Even when I try to help you out, you still run back to him. And I know it's a difficult thing to go through. So it's like, I'll just let you handle this on your own. Just let it play out. Anywho, so now she got pregnant again. And when she got pregnant again, she was, she broke up with her boyfriend, but she still needed help. So I'm like, okay, cool. But that's when Corona happened. Like, this was May when she had her baby. So Corona was in effect and everything, and everyone was laid off their jobs. So I'm like, okay, well, you at home, because she was working at the airport. She had got the, 6 week, like, whatever, you get 6 weeks off after you get pregnant.
Yeah.
She had got that off, and so she was getting paid during that time. But during that time, like, there was coronavirus, and I had her son, so she was like, okay, well, can you keep him for the 2 weeks, because she had corona. I didn't. So she was like, can you at least just keep him for 2 weeks? And
oh, wow. So she actually caught the virus. So she actually caught it?
Yeah, she caught it. Yeah, she caught it. And the thing is, I was just like, okay, well, I'm not trying to get it, and I would feel bad if I was sending her son over there after she had the baby, and now all of them catch it. So I was just like, let you heal yourself and, do that. She was like, okay, cool, I'll pay you $50. And I was like, okay, cool, because it's only 2 weeks. I'm not tripping. Now, that turned from 2 weeks to when she went back to work, she told me she was going to take them to daycare, which was a lie, because she never did take them to daycare.
Ooh.
She just was like, oh, she hit me up the next week, like, once her final week was over. She was like, yeah, is it okay if you, watch the kids? And I was like, okay, but what for what days? Because now I'm out of school. Like I said, this is May going into June. I'm out of school now. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not doing anything.
Gotcha.
I'll watch them. So she was like, okay, we'll do the still $50, and I'll just give you $100 a month. So I'm just like, okay, because like I said, the first son is only 2. The second one was just born. So I'm just like, it shouldn't be that bad. I got my son that's 2, so it shouldn't be that bad. Girl, it started getting bad because
I was about to say. You got two 2-year-olds? Oh my God.
I was like, girl, at first I was like, it's not that bad, girl. It turned bad quick because my son.
Right. That's like, you got 3 under 2. Like, oh my God, that is crazy.
So it turned bad quick, and it was just like, what the fuck? Because it was just like, at first I was like, okay, I handled this, but now I'm like, damn, I really can't handle it. But like I said, I'm like, this is my sister. I know she don't have a lot of help. And then I started mentioning to her, like, okay, well, what happened to the daycare? Because
And what happened to
daycare, what happened?
And what happened to the kid's dad? Like, does he not provide financially at least? Like,
no, like,
oh
no.
He
These are deadbeat ass niggas. Like,
oh my God.
And so that's why I felt bad, because it's like, I know you don't have, I mean, you have friends, but your friends don't have kids, and they're working also because of the, epidemic, and they're trying to get some type of money. But I mean, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not, doing nothing. So, but it did turn bad quick. And so now I'm asking her, I'm like, okay, well, look, school is approaching, because now it's getting to August. And I'm like, look, school is approaching, and my schedule, how it's going to be, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to have your kids.
Right.
She was like, oh, well, look, I'm showing you the paper right now. I'm about to turn it in right now. I'm turning it into the HSR. I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, not the HSR, the human resource people. So I'm like, okay, cool. But
what paper was she turning in for?
It's like a paper where they pay for your daycare and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she was like, I got the paper right here. I'm like, okay, bet, cool. Naja, do you think that the paper got turned in? Yet?
Hell no. Hell no.
Yet? Hey, girl, so then but me, like, I know I was being gullible, but it's like, I'm really trying to help you out, sis. Like, I'm really trying, but it's like, my mom, she's on me now at this point. Like, my mom's like, because I'm venting to her, like, crying, basically, like, Ma, I don't know what to do. And she like, well, I told you, like, 3 kids was a lot, but you the one that want to help her out, and, speak up. So now it's getting October, and I'm, like, mentioning, like, throwing hints, but she's just throwing them right back at me. I'm like, hey, so what about the daycare? And she's just like, oh, what about the daycare? Like, what the fuck?
Definitely taking advantage.
And it's like, when I asked her, like, did you turn in the paper? She's like, oh, well, it takes time. They got to review it, which is true. But, it should never take that fucking long. You feel me? Like, it should never take that long. And I'm just like, okay, I'm falling behind now on my schoolwork, because I'm trying to make sure I get not just my schoolwork done, but make sure your kids is taken care of, making sure they bathed, fed, changed, everything. Like, the whole shebang, because it's like, she doesn't get off work until, like, maybe 10:30 at night. And so I'm basically, like, that's their bedtime. They basically fall asleep, so I'm trying to, like, stay up to do my work. But that's a lot, because, like I said, she still has the newborn baby growing.
Right,
and it's not like he sleep like the little kids. Like, yes, the 2-year-olds can sleep, but the baby gonna keep waking up, because he might be hungry, and, hey, he might want to play, and it was a lot. So, by God's will, I passed with B's. I did pass my classes with B's. But
oh, man, that's good.
I started talking to her. I was like, look, like, once my finals hit, I told her, I was like, look, I'm sorry, but, like, this new year that's coming in, you can't keep doing this. Like, I'm starting at a new school, because I was transferring. I was going from a community college to a university. So now
congrats. Yes.
Yes. The fuck, no play. So,
yes, all for the growth. You were like, I gotta leave that behind. We can't bring that up in. We can't keep doing that.
No. So I told her, I was like, look, like, I'm about to be at a new school, and I already just seen how it was gonna be during this quarantine. Like, I really need to be focused. Like, I can't keep just trying to make sure all 3 kids is straight. Like, you gotta try to work with me at some point. You feel me?
If anything, like, to be completely 100 with you, because I don't know how this ends yet, but she really needs to put all this energy that she's putting towards, like, towards the father of the kids, especially since they all got the same daddy. Like, it makes no sense to me why, he may not be relationship material, but he still needs to be a dad. Like, I think it's just really odd that she's making you be the dad, but I could see psychologically y'all were both pregnant at the same time and stuff, but that doesn't mean you're obliged to. It just got way too far. It went way too far.
It got way too far. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, my mom was telling me that, like, but when my mom was telling me it got too far, she's like, but you can't blame nobody but yourself, because you put yourself into that. You knew how she was about to be rocking when she said that she turned in the daycare paper and never turned it in. You knew, saying,
yeah, that was odd.
I'll still keep doing it.
Yeah, that was
odd. And I was like, okay, I'll take responsibility for that. That's why I said this year, since we're not going to go into it with that.
Right.
So, Naja, me and my son, we go on vacation, and we just go for 2 weeks. Now, Naja, we just got back Tuesday, like literally last Tuesday. Naja, why Friday? No, because now she did put them in daycare because now, like I said, we went on vacation, so now they're in daycare.
Yeah, they don't got a
So
choice.
she tells me, okay, right. So she was like, yeah, well, they go to daycare Monday through Friday, and only on Saturdays you can watch them. So I just set my schedule. I'm like, okay, bet. Monday through Friday is my school. I'm gonna be getting up at early, so I can be getting my work done, having a day to my kid, and then Saturday I have them, and that's cool. I was like, that's a cool routine. And I didn't even think about, like the payment part. So that's when I just was like, whatever, because you done already played me enough.
Right.
Because you started saying, like, oh, I'm doing daycare. Well, real life, you ain't even putting in daycare. You ain't even giving me the daycare money at least. I wouldn't even matter if you give me the money that you don't get a daycare, but you ain't even doing that. You ain't even trying to give me nothing. Now I'm providing everything. Now I'm providing the Pampers for your son when they come over and stuff like that. Like, this is before I went on vacation. This is why I was telling her, like, bro, this gotta stop.
Yeah,
like, I'm running out of funds because you're not even replenishing. You're not giving me no food to give them, no juice to give them, no nothing. Like, so, like I said, Tuesday we came back. Friday, now I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. Naja, I look at my phone and it says 15 missed calls.
What the hell?
And 12 messages. I'm just like,
You are tuned into the Tribe T podcast with Naja the Voodoo Child.
If you guys would like to hear the rest of this podcast, please go to shopvoodoochild.com/tribe-t-podcast, or you could finish listening to it on Apple Music, iTunes, I believe, Amazon Music, Spotify, tons of places, okay? Thank you guys so much, all of my YouTube listeners. Please give this a big thumbs up if you liked it so far. And I cannot wait to see you guys next week in the live. Peace.